called the cartoon burger. 10-pound burger, fries, onion rings, 30 minutes. The biggest burger in Australia, no one's ever going to eat it. We've had 55 people fail. The owner put money in the piggy bank every time someone failed. $550. Anyways, I ate the burger in 23 minutes because I quickly became the #1 ranked eater in Australia. The Americans said, come compete with us here in the Major League. Like no Aussies ever had the courage to do it. When you're not realizing what this actually means, you start getting all the emails, right? As a contracted eater, you're eligible to qualify for Nathan's. And by this point, my friends in Australia are now competitive eaters. They're like, oh my God, Nathan's, you've got to do it.
It starts with just taking that leap.
Man, you have to work hard. You have to be incredibly smart.
Choose something that even if it fails, you are going to be proud of it.
Doesn't matter how badly you got beaten down.
Be kind, be kind, be kind.
Become a better person, a better leader, the better business.
Go with your gut.
I'm Samuel Donner, and this is Finding Founders.
I'm James Webb, Australia's #1 competitive eater. I eat for a living and I make YouTube videos and I do eating contests and I'm here to have fun.
Yeah. So right now, you're #1 in Australia, #5 in the world.
Yes.
You're like eating like 10,000 calories a day. You have like almost 2 million followers on TikTok, 100,000 on YouTube. You're like climbing the ranks of the competitive eating world. How does it feel to be, because like right now you're here for Nathan's, which is the biggest competitive eating competition in the world. How does it feel to be here?
When you say it out loud like that, it's wild. Like to hear it, it's crazy because you're talking about me. I'm living it. So I kind of like take it, and I'm in America, New York City for the 4th of July. Man, I'm from Australia. Like, what am I doing here? But yeah, I'm here hopefully to give the hot dog contest a good run this year and improve that ranking. But yeah, that's what I'm here for. Nathan's the big one.
And it's also like we were just talking earlier, like people outside of this world, I was outside of this world before, I started researching it, don't realize one, how competitive it is, and also how much is at stake. So like just before this, you were saying that like someone had like a mental breakdown.
Yeah. So look, obviously the monetary value tomorrow, there's 10 grand on the line. That's some big stakes right there.
But that's not even the big stakes monetarily.
Yeah. You put the money to one side. What's at stake is wild. Like the associated clout and fame for winning Nathan's, having your face on ESPN with that mustard belt, that's another conversation altogether.
Well, that's worth millions a year. Like Joey Chestnut is pulling in millions of dollars.
Actually, the main thing that's at stake, look, as a competitive eater, we're all kind of egotistical. Like ego's at stake. Like in this country, for whatever reason, we have rankings and whatever, but you're measured by how many hot dogs you eat at the table. So like tomorrow, whoever's the new top dog, they're going to earn that right. But whoever comes, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, that's like their place. You're judged on how many hot dogs you eat. Your whole year of competing comes down to this 10 minutes.
Not many people know about competitive eating. I mean, there's hundreds of competitions around the world, but Nathan's, because it's on ESPN, because it's what draws a crowd of 40,000 people, like this is like the biggest.
Like your whole year's on the line. Like there's some people that will compete up until Nathan's, really do bad at Nathan's, and won't compete the rest of the year because they're just mentally done, right?
Yeah. So when you say mentally done, you mentioned that there was like a breakdown happening. What does that even look like? What happens?
Some people, I guess, they don't handle nerves or energy or adrenaline very well. They get overwhelmed, I guess. Some people like to call it anxious or anxiety, I guess. For me, I try and take it all in and I feed off energy and I do it with a smile on my face. I'm here to have a good time. Some people, I think, look, if you talk a lot of trash, there comes a time where you've got to not only talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk. Tomorrow, essentially, for lack of a better term, is like Judgment Day.
Well, because Joey Chestnut, who is the biggest eater in the world right now, dropped out of Nathan's, which is the biggest hot dog competition in the world.
Obviously, because Joey's gone, there's an opportunity for the rest of us. But actually, what that created in the eater world was a lot of inflated BS. Now, look, we all practice. There's no denying that. But all of a sudden, people's practice numbers were outrageously high.
What does that mean?
Okay, for example, you do a hot dog practice in your backyard. You might play last year's contest on the TV to get a bit of a mood happening. But let's be honest, there's no crowd. You've just cooked the hot dogs yourself and gone shopped for them. So you're tired. You're not fresh. People are claiming to be eating 60, 70 plus hot dogs in their backyard. Then they turn up to a qualifier and do less than 50. Now, in my eyes, you should be doing less in your backyard than on game day because adrenaline, energy, and all that stuff, right? So it's created a lot of people now, I guess, talking up a big game. But the realization that tomorrow is Judgment Day. And now, if you've said you've eaten 60, brother, you better eat 60 or close to, and close to can be within 4 or 5. But if you're 10 below what you practice at, we all know you're a liar.
What's the incentive you think to lie?
That's their way of psyching people out and making them feel better about their situation. But it's actually to intimidate others. Look, no one wants to lose. No one likes losing. You got to be realistic. I truly think I can be the best. I haven't been doing this 3 years. It's like 2 years and 2 months, not even, right?
And think about how much time, like people like Joey have been doing this, 20 years?
20 years, right? So it's all about reps.
20 years. And he has not taken any breaks. And he's like been dialing his technique year after year.
It's like the gym. You don't just wake up one day, bench 100 pounds and get massive muscles. You got to do the reps. You got to do the time, right? Same as competitive eating. It's so much learning. Every contest, you're constantly learning, right? So I'm learning.
I think people outside of the eating world look at this and there's almost something comedic about it. Do you see the comedy in it? What do you believe people's perception of eating is, and what do you see it as? And
So
what are the mismatches?
So
between that?
firstly, that comedic comment you just made is how I make my living. On my social media, I want to make people laugh. Food is meant to make you happy. The fact that I can add a bit of value and do some crazy stuff and abnormal amounts, eat for a small family and really quickly, and people can get a laugh out of that, I'm happy. But that's how I make my living. However, the other side, now the comedy is one side. Don't get me wrong. It's sports entertainment. We're here to entertain. We're going to put on a show. But for us to be able to physically do that, there's a lot of training people don't see. Now that's the side where a lot of competitive eaters don't want to do. You're in the gym twice a day. You're got to, like I haven't eaten today.
Why are you in the gym?
Well, you got to be relatively fit. Now, to try and eat 50 plus hot dogs in 10 minutes, you're going to get puffed out. You got to be fit. A lot of the time you're holding your breath. You're not breathing. You're trying to eat in rhythm and technique. But not only that, you're also eating, like tomorrow will be what? A 10,000 calorie lunch. If you want to try and balance that out, you got to get your ass in the gym. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to just be a sedentary blob, you're going to become a big fella real quick, right? And actually, and there's no science behind this, but if you look at historically the best eaters, they're quite lean and quite fit. The leaner you are, the more your body will distend or stretch. So like in theory, when I'm a visual guy, in my head, I think the fat pushes your stomach in, but your food's trying to push your stomach out. So the less stomach fat I have, the more my stomach will distend out. Truthfully is, when I started this, I was ripped. I was a bodybuilder. Now I'm a bit fat, a little bit fat. Not that I'm complaining. Honestly, I love gym. I love training. It's not a chore for me. Getting up in the morning, going to the gym at 4 a.m., I love that. I also love eating. Trying to balance the two lifestyles, it's so much fun. My life is eat, sleep, train.
It almost feels like opposites.
Yeah, but that's the fun of it. Like eat, sleep, and train. Like what a life, man. Like I get to wake up in the morning, train hard, eat a bunch of food at lunch, go have a nap, train again at nighttime, travel the world, edit the occasional video. Like, yeah, very sick. Awesome. Like,
Okay, so we kind of just talked about the stakes. We talked about what tomorrow is, but I want to go back to the beginning, to like where this all started. I want to talk about growing up in Sydney. Like, what are some of your earliest memories? Like, what are some of your earliest memories of food?
yeah, so look, I'm very lucky. My mother is Croatian. So my grandma and my mom, best cooks in the world. So I grew up always good food, abundance of food. At any point, you could go to the fridge and make a meal from leftovers. I went to a very predominantly white Australian school. I realized really quickly they don't know food.
What do you mean?
Okay, my lunchbox, I would have like, you guys call it like chicken tenderloin, right? So we call it like in Croatian, it's like chicken schnitzel. My mom would wake up in the morning, bread the chicken, fry the chicken, make me sandwiches on like
She would bread the chicken?
sourdough rolls, or I'd have like salami, prosciutto, pickles, like sandwiches. What I call the sandwich. Kids have ham, or we have this thing called Vegemite or peanut butter, you know?
I'm actually an Australian citizen, so I've
So you
eaten
get
a
it,
lot of Vegemite.
right? So I actually like Vegemite. But growing up, what I considered normal, they were like, whoa. And I'm like, what even is that, right? You know, a lot of kids, you know, obviously you grow up, you talk, whatever. I would come home from school, there's a meal, food waiting for me. Kids would come home from school and not eat till dinner. Things like this, right? So I was inherently a fat kid. Had a lot of food, but I loved food. In my family, like when my mom or my grandma cooked, like that's it. You go over, you eat. Like it brings the family together. So from a young age, food was always creating memories. Cool opportunities to get together around the table. You know, before phones and social media, we just ate and just talked trash for hours, you know? That's my earliest memory about food and family, yeah.
So in school, you mentioned you were like a fat kid.
Very fat.
Did that affect you at all? Because also you're super trim now, so it's like I don't see that at all today. But I'm wondering what was that hard at all?
So it was not an issue, but I played soccer at a very high level, and I signed my first professional contract, and the coach pretty much said, "I don't care how good you are, you're fat. Like you're not playing in my team."
Wait, you were fat and signed your first professional?
I was fat and good somehow. I was a fat goalkeeper.
Were you like slow?
Well, I was powerful.
Yeah.
So like what I lacked in speed, I made up for in power. But I was fat. I had boobs. I had man boobs, like literally boobs.
You had man boobs and were playing professional soccer?
Pretty much. Look, in Australia, it's not that hard. But the thing was, I played at a high level.
Still though, that's like playing a professional in any country.
Yeah, like I guess at 14, 15, I was playing in the first 11 in my school, which is against 17, 18-year-olds. I was playing, for like the reserve grades in the first. Yeah, I was very good, but I was fat. So the coach pretty much said, "Listen, man, like you don't look the part. Like it's not happening." So I got my ass in the gym. Quickly got addicted to the gym because I'm like, my body's changing. Like this is cool.
What was so different about how you were treated? Like, did you notice any of that stuff when you were fat?
Yeah, look, the thing is this: you don't really notice it, or you don't think of it as a problem until it is, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm fat, but I'm really good at soccer. So soccer's going well. Sweet. Smash my food, whatever. Then it's like roadblock. No more soccer if you're not fit. So I'm like, all right, drop everything, get fit. But then as I'm getting fit, and obviously as a prepubescent teenager, like your life's changing on the daily, right? I'm just noticing changes, and then like my life was soccer. But then it was like girls are messaging me. You know, it's like what? Like girls are talking to me in the playground. I'm like, what? So it's gone from like going to the soccer field to play soccer at lunchtime to get all like grubby and slide around the soccer pitch to like hanging out, chatting with girls and just, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then, a year goes by, obviously you're growing. I had a growth spurt. I grew, I was taller, I was more muscular. And then soccer took off again. And I'm like, life is good. Getting my ass into shape, one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. What did it take to do that?
Well, I started off running because I didn't really know much. So before school, I'd run. Then I'd have soccer training at night. But I stopped eating all the snacks at school. Like my mom would pack me a mad lunchbox. I wouldn't eat it. It was very difficult. But I got through a stage where I was training twice a day, cutting out a lot of snack foods, not eating a lot of mama's cooking. And it was intense. And then when I realized, I learned a lot. Got into weight training, fell in love with weight training, realized the more I train, the hungrier I get. I eat food and still get fit. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, so, my mom started prepping my meals for me. I was eating like a horse. I was so hungry all the time because the weights was just like a different stimulus, right?
Did you realize you could eat more than other people?
At the time, no. I knew I was a big eater because I was a fat kid.
Yeah.
But I never sat down at the table with you and be like, oh, like, what am I eating versus what you're eating? I never really compared, But as we got older, we would go out for like team dinners and stuff. So like as you get into it, like you're playing first grade, you play Saturday nights, the sponsor will then take you to their restaurant to feed you and whatever else. And I'll be having 2-3 meals. And everyone's like, what's going on here? I'm like, man, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
What do you want from me, And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm a pretty big eater. Never knew what competitive eating was though. I
never knew that was a whole world that you could get involved in.
Never knew it was a sport. Never knew it was a whole like secret society. Never knew nothing. I just ate food because I liked it. Do I feel like a burger? Oh, I don't know.
I'll get 3.
Do I want beef or chicken? I'll have them both, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I thought, right? So gym and soccer was my life. And
how did soccer progress? Like what did it look like as you got like even better and trained more and got more fit?
In my early 20s, I was playing first grade, earning very good money, going to university.
Are you earning good money playing soccer in Australia?
In Australia, what we call good money, playing sports, I was in that category. So $1,000 to $2,000 a week.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really
Look,
good.
it's nothing like professional standards here in America, but for Australia, it's good standards. Yeah. I was going to university, had a full-time job, earning money from work and soccer, having a great life. The gym, obviously, my motivation was through the roof. I'll train in the gym every morning, go to work all day, play soccer at night.
Did you have dreams of like furthering your soccer career even past Australia?
Can I be honest? There was, but then I was realistic about it.
Huh.
The 1% of the 1%.
What were the initial dreams before?
So I tossed up coming to America, going to Europe, whatever.
Which is where it's like, I mean, America less competitive than Europe. Europe like hyper competitive.
Correct, but there's a good pathway in America.
Yeah.
But then I thought to myself, okay, realistically, like, I'm good. I don't think I'm that good. But the other side of me was like,
but you don't seem like someone who's like I feel like you proved to yourself that you could change your body. Like why not say like I could get the couple percent better that I needed to be to get to that next league?
So a part of me was like, I can do it. The other part of me was, you need the opportunity, right? Now I have friends. So I made the choice, play semi-pro, like pro, semi-pro in Australia, go to work, go to uni, do what I did. I have friends that took the other way, tried to pursue a dream overseas. Now you don't realize how much less quality Australia is in sport than overseas. Yeah. We're 35 now. I'm on to bigger and better things, but they're back home now, retired from professional soccer, living at home with mommy and daddy. They didn't earn enough money to retire. They don't have a qualification, so they're doing like laboring jobs, or they have a coaching academy, but they have nothing. Because I was realistic and was like, all right, we're good. We're not that good. Compared to the rest of the world, we're sure as hell not even in the good category. And I'm like, look, yeah, you can get lucky. Don't get me wrong, you can get lucky, of course. And life's all about luck. But I'm like, man, I'm from a working class family. I'm like, I'm going to go to university. I want to study. I want to get a good job.
Which is really smart. Like, I think a lot of athletes forget that like these careers most likely are not going to be super long. Even if you're going to like the NBA, you know, there's life after sport, and most people are maybe doing like 2 to 5 years. And also you spend a lot of that money. Like when you have money, you spend money. Yeah. When you don't have it, you don't spend it as much, right? What was it like? Because you were making good income in university. Like, how did you spend your money back then? Cars. Yeah. I modified cars. I've blown ridiculous amounts of money on modifying cars. What kind of car did you have? Oh man, I had, you name it. I've had more cars than people have had cooked dinners. Really? Man, in my life, I think I've had like over 85 cars. 80? That's insane. Yeah, that's a way higher number than I thought it was going to be. Would do like rims, exhaust, sound system. I used to love stereos. My music you could hear from 10 blocks away. Right? I would just do it because I could. Yeah. It was dumb as hell. Were you kind of like a little shitty back then? I was just a dickhead. Yeah. Like I was just, if I had money and I wanted something, I'd spend money on what I wanted. And like, I don't really have much hobbies in life. I usually do one thing at a time. You know, so when I was really into cars, it's cars, soccer and cars, that's it, and gym. But like, gym doesn't cost you anything, right? And then got over cars, got into sneakers. I now own like almost 400 pairs of sneakers. I'm seeing some kicks on you right now. So got into sneakers. Now I'm into camera gear. Really? Or being a YouTuber and stuff. I love making content and stuff. I'm always like cameras, microphones, tripods, like what's the cool gadgets? Yeah. So whatever I get fixated on, you get really fixated on. But I only do one thing at a time. So like what was your personality like back then? Like how did you treat other people when you were in the, like, cause like when you're like 20, you have a little bit of money, you're like buying cars and shoes and stuff. Like I think, at least in my experience, I think in my early 20s, I got a little bit too big for my own head. Was that your experience, or did you not let it get to you? Thing was, I used to be very introverted, so people would mistake my shyness for arrogance, or he's rude, he's a snob. No, I just didn't know how to talk to people. Socially inept to a point, right? And then I was very opinionated because people would be like, this is impossible. This can't be done. I said, well, with enough money, anything's possible. The way I saw it. You know, I wanted to. Like, what was an example? Example at the gym.
oh, training's hard, I can't do it. So I got myself a coach. I paid for a coach to train me because I wanted to learn how to train. They're like, you're never going to get jacked. You're never going to be in good shape. So I paid someone to get me in shape. Obviously, I did the work, but I paid for the guidance. You know, for example, people tell me your car's never going to go faster. Throw some money at it, it's going to go faster, right? Things like that. Money would fix my problems. So I guess in turn that probably didn't give the best image. And I'll be honest, until I got sick, all I cared about was money. In my life, money. I knew if I had money, or I thought if I had money, I can fix everything.
Huh.
I quickly learned that's not the case.
What made you realize that it wasn't the case?
When I got sick and I was paralyzed in that bed, what good is money if you don't have your life, if you don't have health?
So going back, like what were the first signs that something was wrong?
So look, it turns out I played a whole soccer season not realizing I was getting sick, right? So I just thought I had a hard preseason. We had a tough season. I'm tired. For my first time in my life, I was looking forward to the end of the season. I never wanted the season to ever end, but I was like, I'm just tired. I was coming in from work, sleeping like for half an hour, then going to soccer training. Like I just couldn't keep up. My body was just finished. Then we lost our semi-final. I went to Taiwan for work, and Taiwan at the time, so I went from middle of winter in Australia to middle of summer in Taiwan, which is like humid as hell, hot, humid, yuck, wearing a suit. And one of the workers comes up to me in the factory and goes, are you feeling all right? I'm like, yeah, like it's a bit hot, but I'm okay. He's like, okay. Thought nothing of it. Half an hour later, the same guy comes up to me, gives me a bottle of water. I'm like, that's weird. I didn't realize, but like I'm sweating profusely. Like my shirt is see-through. Like that's really weird. Like it's hot, but
It's not that
nothing
hot.
I've never dealt with before. It's not that hot, right?
I mean, you're from Australia, like
right? Anyway, so that night we went to a work dinner, and I bought on the way home, like in Taiwan, like shops are open late, and we kind of ate in like this night market area. So I bought myself a new pair of work shoes. I'm like, they look cool. Anyway, went to bed that night. 3 a.m. comes. I woke up screaming. Felt like someone was electrocuting me for like 10 seconds. I was so convinced. I turned all the lights on. I was yelling in the cupboards, come out, like, where are you? I thought someone was in my room. I thought literally someone was in my room electrocuting me. I was so convinced. I put all the lights on, ready to fight someone. Not even joking.
Really?
Not even joking. That's how convinced I was being electrocuted. Right? Then I'm like, man, you're hallucinating. Like, what's wrong with you? Go back to sleep. Went back to sleep. Woke up, my alarm went off to go to work the next day. Went to put my new shoes on. And my foot, it felt like my foot wouldn't go in my shoe. I'm like, did I buy the wrong size? Like, idiot, what's wrong with you? I'm like, man, why are you so, like, you're tired now, you're making mistakes. Like, what's wrong with you? I look down, my foot is in my shoe. I just can't feel my foot. Like, it's numb. Pins and needles numb. Like, that's really friggin' weird. So I kind of carried on with the day. I was flying home that night anyway. But a guy came up to me in the factory and goes, dude, are you feeling all right? I'm like, I'm just a bit tired. He's like, you're walking like really wobbly, like you're zigzagging. I'm like, oh, that's weird. What's going on? Carried on, went to the airport, flew home. Landed in Sydney the next day. I think I landed at like 7 a.m. Went to get off the plane. My legs were swollen. Like I had no calf, I had no knee. It was just like one big swollen thing. I'm like, what is going on? I went to put my foot down on the floor and I'm like, this feels weird. I kind of shuffled my way through security and got my bag. I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, something's wrong. Like my legs are real swollen. I'm not feeling great. I think I need to go to the doctor. And I don't go to the doctor.
Yeah.
My arm could be hanging off. Like I dislocated my shoulder
like
one
duct
year.
tape.
Yeah, I swear to God, I dislocated my shoulder 1 year at soccer, one game. I got my friend's belt and strapped it up and drove to the hospital with a dislocated shoulder. Like instead of calling an ambulance, I just whatever. Go to the doctor. He's like, James, like, so at this point, I went home from the airport in my taxi, had a shower, went straight to the doctor. It's about 9 a.m. So James, like, what's wrong? I haven't seen you in years. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I said, but something's wrong. Like, look at my legs. Like, I don't feel well. He gives me this look. I'm like, whoa. Like, I'm thinking I'm going to get some anti-inflammatories or something, right? Whatever, antibiotics, whatever. He's like, whoa. Just shut up for a second. I'm like, what? He gets his personal mobile, not the surgery phone, personal mobile phone out of his pocket. Gets on the phone to some doctor, Dr. Scalina, right? Anyway, some neurologist guy. Didn't call the office, called his personal number. He's like, Christian, like, blah, blah, blah. He's coming. I'm like, what? He's like, James, I think you've got Guillain-Barre syndrome. You're going straight to...
What is it?
It's called Guillain-Barre syndrome. A very
And
rare...
did you have any idea what that was?
I thought he was joking. He goes, you're going to go straight to the hospital right now. Call your mum, tell her to pack a bag. You're going straight to the hospital. I'm like, what the what? He's like, listen, just trust me. You're going to meet Dr. Scalina, one of the best neurologists in Australia. You're going to meet him there. I'm like, okay. Drove to Macquarie University Hospital. My mum met me there, where I stayed for the next 2 years.
2 years.
Almost, yeah, 18 months. And then I came out and went back for 4 or 5 months after that. Almost 2 years of my life.
Wait, so when you went to the hospital, what did they say?
They didn't know what to do. They're like, dude, we think it's Guillain-Barre syndrome. You got to have all these tests. In one day, I had, for the next 2 days, MRIs, blood tests, x-rays, CAT scans, PET scans, you name it. You name any test, I promise you I had it. To the point where they got that stupid mallet and was hitting my knees to test my reflexes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they thought it was neurological.
Yeah, it was neurological in the end, but they didn't know what was going on. They pumped me with all these drugs.
And what was happening to your body, like, as you're in this hospital?
So
Like,
my
is it getting
legs,
worse?
Yeah, like all I'm feeling is like I'll be talking with you. I'm like, ah! Like just electricity, like full. My leg would just crazy, and then like I swelled up like a balloon. Like I'm talking like, man, I was like a friggin' squishy balloon. It was crazy. On every drug under the sun to try and calm my body was under trauma. My body was just shitting itself, and like they're like, dude, like you have so much inflammation, you could die. I'm like, what?
So much inflammation, you could die.
Yeah, my body was just going into like traumatized, like not knowing what's going on, like risk of heart attack. I had an ECG monitor connected up to me. I would go to the bathroom.
And how old were you? You were 27?
27.
Wow.
And like a week ago, I was an elite soccer player.
That's insane.
Right?
Because you essentially were the epitome of health.
Yeah. And
before
then
that,
when I was hooked up to the monitor, like I'd go to the bathroom. I had nurses knocking the door down. James, are you okay? I'm like, I'm just trying to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
The monitor is like thinking I'm having a heart attack. That's how hard my body is working just to
walk to the bathroom.
Just to pee.
Wow.
Right? I'm like, whoa, something's real wrong here. Before you know it, a month has gone past.
And what did they find out in that month?
So in that month, they gave me every test under the sun and couldn't prove what was wrong and stuff. Then they gave me a biopsy. They took a nerve out of my foot. And they're like, dude, like so it's called demyelination. So your nerve has myelin. So basically your nerve is like a wire. You know how wires have like a plastic covering? My body was eating that plastic covering. My nerves were exposed. And every time the nerves touched, that was the electric shock. Right? So it's called demyelination of your nerves. It's truthfully a thing.
Can it grow back?
No. So at this point, like, yeah, you got irreparable nerve damage. I'm like, okay, what does that mean?
Irreparable nerve, which is, I've heard, like some of the most painful.
Yeah, I never knew what pain was before that. Like, I'll take a dislocated shoulder over what I deal with on a daily basis, any day of the week. It's crazy. It's painful. And it was a big experience for me. I'm like,
right now?
Yeah, I'm just used to it now. I just know what to expect. Chronic pain is a part of my health condition.
Really?
Chronic fatigue and chronic pain, yeah.
Which is kind of crazy because you seem energetic and happy all the time.
Look, when I was in intensive care, I nearly died. I was paralyzed. I was literally shitting in a bucket. If I had to go to the bathroom, I had to ring the buzzer. The nurses would put me on my side, put a bucket under my bum, take a dump. They'll wipe me with wet wipes. Right? That's freaking demoralizing as a grown-ass man, yeah? So that was some of the lowest points because I'm like, what is this? What the hell is going on? So yeah, because now I'm not in hospital. I'm not in a wheelchair. I'm not on a ventilator. I'm living life. Nothing is ever as bad as shitting in a bucket.
When you were shitting in a bucket, like what was going through your head?
So at that point, I was still in denial. My coach was ringing me. I'm like, dude, I'll be at preseason next month. Don't worry, I'll be sweet. He's like, are you all right? Are you all right? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm sweet. I'll be fine. I was delusional. I was in denial. I was angry. I was unsure. I didn't know what I was. But I'm like, nah, man, I'll be back on the soccer pitch in no time. And the doctor's like, dude, you're never walking again. Like, you're
really? I said never walking
again.
again.
I'm like, that was for me. It was like light switch. Never walking again. Fuck do you mean? I lost my shit. I'm like, get out of my room. Get the fuck out. When are we never walking again? They're like, dude, you have irreparable nerve damage. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And no one could tell me, because Guillain-Barre syndrome is so rare, there's not enough info on it, right? So they're telling me all this stuff. I'm like, well, what does this mean? Like, how does this happen? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, what's causing this
Right?
thing?
Because they still don't have an answer. Like, no one knows how Guillain-Barre starts. The bottom line is Guillain-Barre, your immune system attacks your body. My immune system attacked my spine, ate my nerves. That's the bottom line in layman's terms, right? So they give me all this mumbo jumbo, but I'm like, what does this mean and how are you going to fix me? In my mind, you're feeding me all these drugs to fix me. They're like, no, we're feeding you these drugs so you don't die and keep you alive. I'm like, what? And then
because they're not addressing the actual problem. They're just addressing the symptoms.
There's no cure.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're just waiting for your body to stop attacking itself. I'm like, what do you mean waiting? Like, what?
Wow.
Before you know it, I've spent the best part of 12 months in hospital fucking not knowing if I'm going to get out.
When did it like really set in that your life could never be the same?
I had a girlfriend at the time and she stopped coming to see me.
When?
Probably about 2 months into the stay at hospital.
Wow.
And then it got to the point I'm like, look, if you don't want to be here, I get it. It's pretty morbid. Like, don't sweat it. Whatever.
2 months in, that must have been hard.
Yeah. Well, look, to be fair, I've always lived life by this. People's true colors show when it gets difficult. Yeah. Like, it's easy to be, times are good, times are good. When times are tough, soldiers come out to play, right? Like, that's how you tell the men from the kids, right? Anyway, so I lost a few friends, didn't want to come see me anymore. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. Then when I was paralyzed, and I'm like, I can't even feed myself. Like, what am I going to do? Like, what's going on? Like, dying about people. Like, I'm like, what about me? Like, what am I going to do? And then they were like, then it gets weird. They start sending in like psychiatrists and all this stuff. You're clinically depressed. I'm like, I'm not depressed. I just want to walk again. How does that make me depressed? Then I quickly realized where I was in Australia, where I was staying, the solution is drugs. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe the drugs is what's fucking me up. So another mental breakdown. No more drugs. Right? No more. And they're like, dude, you can't do that. I'm like, I want to try. Started having like hallucinations and like withdrawals and
from all the different drugs they had you on.
Yeah, right? And then I'm like, fuck, what do I do now? Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I'm in chronic pain. I can't even breathe myself. At this point, I'm on a ventilator. I'm still paralyzed. I'm like, fuck. Like, literally, I think that in my mind. I wake up in the moment. I'm like, fuck, I'm still here. Then went to sleep one night. I woke up 3 days later. I was in a coma on life support. My body just shit the bed in my sleep. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I didn't know what I pictured in my head. Dreaming, I don't know, out of body experience that I was looking at myself in the hospital bed. And that freaked me. I still, I don't know. This is one of those I don't know moments, right? But I'm like, all right, we need to get out of here.
When you were looking at yourself, is that what you felt? You're like, I need to get out of here.
I'm like, what does this mean? Am I dead? Like, I don't even know what this means at this point.
Yeah.
So from that point on, I didn't give a shit about anyone. It was like a light switch. You could have told me anything. I didn't care. I would look on my foot all day and I'd be like, move. And I would try and wiggle my foot all day. I'll look at the clock, I'll look at my foot and just try and move. Randomly, my arm came back and I could like feed myself, still paralyzed. But then randomly one day, so every day, 5 a.m., the nurses would come in and test my blood. So which means they would have to give me food before that. So 4:45 a.m., my breakfast would get served. 5 a.m., they test my blood. And then I could finish my meal. Like, I have to eat something so they can test my blood. And then I could enjoy my meal at my own pace after that. By 5:30, they come and take your, that stupid like tray thing away. So one random morning, same thing, feet aren't moving, whatever. The nurse came and took my tray away. And they give you like these kind of tables that you kind of wheel to the side. I wheeled the table to the side and I brisked my leg with my arm and it felt itchy. And out of reflex, I went to scratch my leg. I'm like, what? I'm feeling my leg now. Like, what the hell? It's itchy. I haven't felt anything.
So like the nerves are coming back maybe.
Well, I don't know. I'm like, nurse, I'm fixed. Went to get out of bed, fell straight back on, boom, on my face. Like just a sack of potatoes, boom. I'm like, nurse, I'm stuck. Like, help me. I had this random twitch and my legs came back. There was no strength, no muscles, no coordination, but I could move.
But it was there.
I'm like, I'm going to fucking walk. Like, watch me walk. Like, be careful. Like, you got no muscles, you got nothing, you got this, not that.
Because how long had you been in bed at that point?
4 weeks. Almost 6 weeks by this point.
Wow.
Yeah. With only arms. Right? And they're like, dude, listen to me. You got to understand when you get paralyzed, your brain forgets movement patterns. So like you might be able to move, but you can't move. Like you can't coordinate. You sure as hell have no muscle left. I'm like, muscle? I know muscle. I'm like, I got this, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they start giving me rehab and the physio would come in, stupid toe exercise. I'm like, get out of my room. The rehab room's over there. I would limp my way, like limp onto the wheelchair myself to the rehab room. We're all like, they have the walking frames and the big, I would be there all day trying to limp and push myself and just do whatever I can do. You know how many times I fell over? They kicked me out for breaking shit because I fell over, right? Then it got to the point, I'm like, I don't want your stupid physio. I don't want, they would give me like a cloth and like I'd have to pick it up with my toes. I'm like, oh, get out of here. That's not how you get muscles. I'm like, I need a squat. I need to do some shit, right? And I'm like, you know what? This is when the macho man in me, like I'm a gym boy. Like I can do this. If I can walk and I can breathe, I can do this. I'll take my oxygen backpack to the rehab room and I'll just walk like I would hold on the frames and just limp my way across.
Wow.
Then
This is like just pure grit.
This is just being a stubborn piece of crap, right? And then it got to the point where, so in your hospital room, you get a bed and you get like a table and chairs, like a little kind of hospital setup. I would strategically place my table and chairs around the room so I could take 2 steps and I'll fall. So I'd be able to grab onto something. So eventually.
So you would practice in your room.
Yeah, I fell through the wall. They tried to charge me. When I discharged, they tried to charge me for the hole I put in the wall. Like, man, I was trying to walk again, right? But yeah, I would strategically place tables and chairs around the room. And if I had the door open, it was like an obstacle course. I could limp to there, limp to there, limp to there, get to the bathroom. That's what I was doing. Fucking not knowing I'm going to get out. Bathroom. That's what I was doing.
So you were building up that strength again.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to? Months.
But I'm talking like, I don't know how I didn't break bones. Falling over. I fell through the shower screen. Just random stuff.
But I think that speaks to the level of like intensity that you approach this.
All crazy.
And like kind of everything in your life, you know?
Yeah, look, I'm pretty full on. I'm very in your face. If I'm passionate about something, like you can't argue with me. Like, give up. Right? I'll argue till we're both suffocated, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I'm like, no, like I'm going to do this. And sure enough, albeit it was a hobble at best, taught myself to walk again to the point where I was on a walking frame and they would let me get out of hospital.
Yeah.
To get out of hospital after being paralyzed, you got to do like a rehab program and prove you can do certain things. So I just, they're going to test me on 4 things. I'm going to do those 4 things every day until I can't do it anymore.
What are the 4 things?
So you had to get out of bed, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth. You had to walk upstairs and you had to stand still for like 3 minutes. And the last one was you had to pack your bag. So you had to be able to get up, brush your teeth, get dressed, pack your bag, and make it to the door without falling over. And I'm like, watch me. I'll just walk in circles all night until I passed out.
Wow.
Just to cheat the system and find cheats. Find ways I want to fall, like lean on, like I found ways to cheat. Believe it or not. I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I was done with hospital at this point. It felt like prison.
And then you got out. How many months later was that?
I relapsed a week later.
What do you mean?
My body shit the bed.
Again? After all that work?
Yeah. I wasn't paralyzed this time, but my body shit the bed and I had to go back to hospital. This time I can walk. So I was just rehabbing and spent another 5 months in hospital. After that 5 months, to be fair, that 5 months, while it was hard, it had to happen. In that 5 months, they worked out what treatment I need, what medication I need. I worked out what I need to do to kind of have a life. I didn't wear shoes for the best part of 3 years. I couldn't wear them. They were too painful. I my body went from obviously being fat because you were sedentary to really skinny because my body was in so much trauma. I was just dropping weight. I wasn't holding onto nutrients. They were giving me drip feeds, things like that, right? So I learned a lot about myself.
How did you change, you think, through that experience?
Oh man, I'm a different person. I don't care about money anymore. I love money. I love money. Money is a tool to be able to have fun. But like, I'm all about now, like, experience, you know.
Experience in what way?
In general, like, I had an office job before. I went back to my office job. I hated my life. Like, this is shit. Like,
after getting out of the
like
hospital.
in a hospital bed. Like, it's shit house, right? Now it's like, I place value on different things. Obviously I went from what I thought was the most popular kid in school, whatever, to having no friends because, oh, James is sick. Like, James can't hang out, whatever. I don't care about anyone anymore. I don't care. Like, me first, my family first. I'm very judgmental now. Like, in terms of, I always give people benefit of the doubt.
What do you judge people for?
Like, for example, right? So I hate liars. But now, like, you lie to me, you're dead to me.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me. I don't like, look, in Australia, we call them dogs. Like, if we make lunch plans, last minute you text me, sorry, man, I can't make it. If we organize this like a week ago and you dog me today, unless your mum's dying, I'm a mama's boy. Your mum can say no and you know it's no. But if unless your mum's sick, why are you dogging me?
Yeah.
So I won't give you another chance because I'm a man of my word. No matter what, even if it puts me out and I've told you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But now I stick to that because when I was in hospital and I had no arms or no legs, where the fuck were these friends?
Yeah.
They were nowhere to be found.
I feel like you only have like really a couple friends that will show. Like I was reflecting on your story when I was like reading through it. I'm like, I had another interview where someone was like in a hospital for a while and then similar thing. It was like
you find out,
no one really showed up.
Yeah, you find your true friends, but also their true colors, right? Yeah. And to be fair, it's a blessing because when times get tough, people's true colors show. Yeah. Now, if I only have 5 friends, but I know I can rely on those 5 friends, I don't need the 20 others. Yeah. That's the way I see it, right? I've always been a self-sufficient guy, but it changed me as a person. I have zero tolerance now. As you can probably see by chatting to me, zero tolerance. Yeah. I don't want to do something. I'm not going to do it. If I don't like you, I definitely don't like you. But the thing is, I'm not that kind of guy that's going to go out of their way to let you know I don't like you. I'm like,
well, because that takes your energy.
I'm a light switch. Thank you. I don't waste my time because time is valuable. I lost 2 years of my life. I don't have energy for stuff that doesn't serve me. So if you're either on the way or in the way. Yeah. If you're in the way, I'm out. Catch you later. You're on the way, you want to join in this journey? Let's go. Yeah. You'll be my best friend. I'll put you on my back. I'll carry you. But if you're in the way, I don't have time for you. Not even a second thought. And I've made the active choice to cut people out of my life because I'm like, you're just so negative and negative energy is tiring. I'm so grateful to be here.
Well, there's certain people that like suck up energy and there's certain people that reflect it back. And honestly, it's like finding those people that like, yes, you have this intensity and this fervor for life. And when you find people that just reflect that back to you because they have that same kind of intensity and fervor for life, it's just this like loop of infinite energy. But then there's people that just suck it all in.
Leeches, man.
Leeches. Yeah. And it's like, why continue putting energy into the people that never reflect it back?
Being friends with those people or being in the same room as those people, it's tiring. And it takes away from your experience. You know, I'm very big on experience. Like, okay, I'm in New York City with my family. So I want us to enjoy New York City. Do I want to be stressed and angry or upset or frustrated? No. I want to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, so anyone who's in the way, I'm just like, next, we'll go somewhere else. Whatever. Yeah. Like, what I've learned from getting sick is if you're not doing it with a smile on your face, there's no point doing it. Yeah. You know, I want to be happy. And I want to enjoy, like tomorrow's not promised. So I want to enjoy now, you know? I went to sleep a pro soccer player, woke up basically paralyzed. Yeah. What the hell? No more soccer. Okay, fine. But doesn't mean I can't have fun.
So what did life look like for you after getting out of the hospital? You said you went back to this job and you're like, this is the hospital bed all over again. Yeah, so how do you leave that and like find something new? How do you restart?
So look, thing is, I worked with my dad and my brother. Now, what changed was I didn't know how to deal with what I was dealing with. the chronic pain, the fatigue. I became angry, frustrated. You know, you tell your body to do something and you can't do it. Like, what the hell, you know? And my family, obviously, it's a rare thing what I've got. They don't know really what to do. So like me and my dad, we clashed a lot because I'm frustrated. He's frustrated. I'm his son, so he's scared as hell.
Yeah.
And like, I'm stubborn. But like all those traits put together in one room, it's chaos. So work wasn't enjoyable because like my dad treated me differently, I guess, to a point. But my reaction was not healthy, right? Like I didn't see him as my boss anymore or work colleague or someone I respected. I'm like, don't tell me what to do. I had this chip on my shoulder because I'm like, I'm in pain. I can do this. Like, I don't need you, sort of thing. When in actual fact, I should have communicated a lot better. Communicated what I was feeling, what I was dealing with. But I had communication issues back then, massively. I'm a suffer quiet kind of guy.
Yeah.
So then I left working with my dad. I'm like, look, it's not worth. You're my dad. We kind of just agreed it's not worth losing the family over work, right? So I went and worked a job with UFC, the brand UFC. I managed
Like UFC is like the
UFC,
fighting.
correct? General manager of UFC, and it was good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Got to work in gyms, which I love. But then you have a boss that's just a douchebag.
Yeah.
No matter what you do is not good enough, and they always want more and more and more and more, and it became long hours, weekends, craziness, right? I'm like,
still again, like that hospital feeling of like,
you know
I don't own my life.
yeah, like this never ending rat race of just trying to please other people. I'm like, okay. And that's when this whole food thing started.
How did it start?
So look, I'm not a drinker. I don't drink alcohol. My wife is partial to like a charcuterie board and wine, you know, the women thing. So to bribe me to go to a famous vineyard in Australia, she planned a day trip. Basically, from my house to the vineyard was 3.5 hours drive.
Yeah.
She's like, we're going to go to the fudge factory. We're going to go to the cheese factory. We can go to this pub for lunch, do the wine tour, head home. I'm like, all right, let's compromise. We'll go to the pub, have lunch, wine tour, way back, fudge factory, done. All right, set off on our ways. We get to the pub. They got a burger challenge. Me not knowing what a food challenge was or competitive eating, nothing. Small country town.
What's the burger challenge?
So the place is called Khartoum Hotel, and it's called the Khartoum Burger. It's a 5 kilo, 10-pound burger, fries, onion rings, 30 minutes.
What does that even look like in terms of size?
It looked massive. Like, actually, what happened was there was a photo of it on the wall, and it was so big. I'm like, oh, that's Photoshop. That's fake.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but the owner was behind the counter. Got really offended. It's not fake. It's the biggest burger in Australia. No one's ever going to eat it. My wife looks at me. She goes, don't tell this guy he can't do it. Don't. You don't know this guy. This guy's chatting. We've had 55 people fail, blah, 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 blah. So much so, I put money in the piggy bank every time someone fails. I'm like, money, you say? How much money? The piggy bank was up like $550. I'm like, let's do this, man. My wife's like, I'm like, I'm down. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I lose? All right. Anyways, I ate the burger in 23 minutes. Like,
how long did you have?
30 minutes.
Yeah.
But this was me. This burger, I ate it with a knife and fork. Like, it was so big. I didn't know what competitive eating was.
Yeah.
I just cut it up and ate it. Got the money. Went to the fudge factory. Spent like $300 on fudge. Did the wine tour with my wife. Went home. Thought nothing of it. I'm like, yeah, it was a pretty fun weekend. My phone's blowing up the next day. Blowing up. I'm on national news. I'm on radio.
National news.
Yeah, because they sent the video to the local paper.
Of you eating it.
Yeah, the owner took a video. I didn't even know. Right? I just took a photo for, like, my wife took a photo actually. They sent it to the local newspaper. They freaked out, sent it to the biggest news outlet in Australia. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm being interviewed by radio stations. Like, tell us about this burger challenge. I'm like, there's not much to tell you.
I ate it.
Like, I ate this burger. Like, whatever, man. But then I was getting messages from competitive eaters saying, dude, like.
And this is the first time you've like really even heard of competitive eating.
I didn't even know what it was. I got one guy who's now my best friend message me saying, we really want to meet you. You're really good at this. I wrote back, WTF? Who the hell is we and what the hell is this? He's like, competitive eating, ... I'm like, what are you talking about? Turns out, around the world is a secret society of competitive eaters that do food challenges, make YouTube videos and the rest of it. So they invited me to a Facebook group, Competitive Eating Australia, where the news article is posted and they're all talking about it.
Yeah.
We need to find this guy. Like, he's so good. We need to compete with him, blah, blah, blah. That's really weird, but okay. Anyway, I scrolled down. I wasn't on social media at this point. Like, I had Facebook.
Yeah.
Right? So there's this guy who I found out had 500,000 subscribers. Big deal in social media world.
Yeah.
We go to the same gym. I know him as the guy that wears the hamburger socks. I don't know who he is. I got no idea he's some massive ass influencer, competitive. I had no idea who he was. We give each other the nod in the gym because he has some funny socks and he's pretty jacked.
Yeah.
He's writing, I know this guy. We go to the same gym. I want to get him to come to one of our contests. So lo and behold, the next day, the guy comes up to me at the gym. I'm like, hey, you're that guy. He's like, you're that guy. I'm like, hey, man, nice to meet you, whatever. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
He's big time, right? He invites me to a burger contest. I'm like, man, I love burgers. Hell yeah. So this was a Tuesday. Went to the burger contest on Thursday. Wiped the floor with everyone.
You won.
Kicked everyone's ass. I ate the burger in 1:59. The closest person was like 6 minutes.
Oh my God.
So after that.
That is a massive margin.
Yeah. And I still had no idea what I was doing. They sat me down after the contest. It was like an interrogation. Like they sat me at a table and stood around me and said, listen, this is competitive eating. This is what we do. This is what we've done, but you're killing it. Like you need to do it. I'm like, okay, cool. They gave me a list of food challenges of all these ones.
Were you interested?
Well, the part that interested me was they gave me a list that no one had completed. No one can ever do these. Don't tell me I can't do something.
Yeah.
So every day for 2 weeks, I went and did a food challenge around Sydney that was undefeated and smashed it.
Wow.
Right. And then I'm like, this is awesome.
So was a roadmap developing for you, right? Like you're winning these competitions, but like
at this point, no.
Was it prize money for these? Like
some of them small money, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot of free t-shirts and free meals. But at this point, no, because I wasn't into the content creation. I had a day job. I was just doing it for a joke because you told me I can't do it.
Yeah.
You told me it's undefeated. Well, come on, man. It's a pizza. How undefeated can it be, right? Anyway, one guy made a smart ass cheeky remark on the Facebook group saying, you didn't do this food challenge. It's a big pizza. He's like, you didn't do it. If it's not on video, it didn't happen. You're a liar. There's one thing I don't lie. No, like I saw red. I'm like, don't call me a liar. Like I lost it. They're like, well, if you didn't film it, it didn't happen. Me not realizing people cheat in YouTube videos. People cut and shot videos.
Yeah.
Like they ate what they never ate, right? So me being the idiot that I am, I went back the next day to the pizza shop and I got my phone on selfie mode and leant it against the napkin holder. And I filmed myself eating this pizza. Me being the bigger idiot, I tried to upload a 27-minute video to Facebook. It took 3 days, but I did it to prove this. They're like freaking out. They're like, dude, why didn't you edit the video? I said, what? What does that even mean? Anyway, then COVID hit. COVID happened. Couldn't go to work. My wife's like, you want to make some TikTok videos?
And COVID was like the time everyone was making TikToks too.
Yeah. So we made a TikTok. My wife would just film me, taught herself how to edit videos. Blew up. I think in a month, 200,000 followers.
Wow.
Right?
That's super fast.
And then and then I was just doing stuff in my living room, just fun, cooking big feeds and eating it, whatever. Having a laugh, passing time. Then people message me.
Put your mic, yeah.
People message me, like big YouTubers, like million subscribers, this, 100,000 followers, that. I'm like, this is kind of cool. And they're like, when restrictions are over, like, do this, do that. I'm like, okay. So when restrictions were over, obviously by this time, my wife had the editing thing kind of, she had it on lock. She knew what to do. Being invited to restaurants, to make videos in restaurants, skipping out on my lunch break, finishing work early. I'm like, this is kind of fun.
And you're kind of like, you're getting recruited. Like these are like the beginnings of brand deals.
So now I'm earning money.
Wow.
And I'm like, what is work, man? Like, see ya.
So how much are you earning at the initial point?
Look, at the time, it wasn't much. A couple $100.
Still though.
Right.
A couple $100 is like significant.
It was enough to keep me motivated.
For going to one restaurant, couple $100, that's like a full day of work or a couple days at work.
Right. So then I was like, all right, I want to just see where this goes. And then I started realizing how good I am at competitive eating. Started winning contests. Right. That contest got me seen in America. They're like, come and compete with us. Probably thinking we're going to kill.
Wait, which contest?
So the contest in Australia, because I quickly became the number 1 ranked eater in Australia, the Americans said, come compete with us here in the major league. Like no Aussies ever had the courage to do it. My wife's like, here we go again. Don't tell this guy he can't do it, right? Came over here, came 2nd and 4th, I think, in my first 2 contests.
Wow.
They offered me a professional contract. Me not realizing what this actually means, you start getting all the emails, right? You're eligible, as a contracted eater, you're eligible to qualify for Nathan's, this, that, and the other. And by this point, my friends in Australia are now competitive eaters. They're like, oh my God, like Nathan's, you've got to do it. Hot dog in my life. They start showing me YouTube videos, coming to my house, training me, yelling at me. I'm training hot dogs in my kitchen. I'm like, what is life? What is going on here? Took a flight. I'll never forget this. It was a Wednesday. The contest was on Saturday in Oakland, California. They messaged me saying, yeah, you've been accepted. See you in Pleasanton, Oakland. Kate, how the hell do I get to Oakland? I had 3 days.
Because tickets are not cheap.
And she booked me flights, flew into LA, slept, flew to Oakland, competed, won the qualifier.
Wow.
Flew straight home. My flight was like 4 a.m. the next day. Flew from Oakland to LA, did an all-nighter, showered, packed my bag, flew back to Sydney. Not realizing what this means. I've qualified for Coney Island, 4th of July. Not understanding nothing.
Yeah.
Media blowing up. Social media blowing up. The first Aussie to ever qualify, this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like, I'm just lapping it up. And I'm like, babe, we're going to New York City. Like, mad. Not understanding what 4th of July means to America. Not knowing what Nathan's really means to a competitive eater or America in general. I'm like, babe, let's go to New York City. Like, hell yeah. We went. Life-changing. The experience, I'm still speechless.
Why was it life-changing?
The American way is wild. This weekend in America is wild. The fact the whole country stops for a hot dog contest, indescribable.
Yeah.
Me being on stage with ESPN and all these eaters.
And like tens of thousands of people in the crowd.
I was trying not to pee my pants. I was like, whoa. They're calling my name. And I'm like, they're like, James, you got to go now. I'm like looking. I'm like, whoa, this is wild. Anyways, I came 3rd.
Wow.
Not knowing what I was doing. I had done a bunch of contests in Australia, but 2 contests in America, 3 contests, including the qualifier. Came 3rd.
That's huge.
Wild.
That's huge.
3rd with 41 hot dogs. Now, previous to me, the highest hot dog result on debut was Joey Chestnut at 35 hot dogs.
35?
In his first year, he did 35. In my first year, I did 41.
Oh.
So they were comparing me to like Joey Chestnut and like the rookie, right?
And it's like, you have time.
And that's when it all hit me. I'm like, dude, I'm actually good at this. My wife's like, dude, like, let's do this, man. Like, you can do this. Go back to Australia. Again, it blew up. I left America. I didn't compete again after that year.
Yeah.
Went back to Australia. Social media is blowing up. Every restaurant wants me. I'm making money. It's cool. I'm like, this is kind of fun. Like,
what's the money like when you were?
So now I'm earning like $1,000 a pop, doing 3-4 restaurants a week.
Wow.
Right? I'm booked out. It's awesome feeling. By this time, I've delved into the whole world of cameras and microphones and geeking out over cool shit. Found something new to spend my money on, you know? The next year rolls around and I won the first Australian contest of the year. They're like, you're going to go back to America?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I really want to. Like, that was fierce. I want to be a part of that again. So my wife's like, all right, see how you go. Like, look, just please qualify for Nathan's so we can go back to New York City. Like, make it worthwhile, right? I'm like, yeah, sweet. So I came over end of May, did 3 contests back to back to back. The first contest, I came 4th.
Wow.
Shit the bed. I don't know what I was doing. It was rubbish. My wife yelled, for the first time, she yelled at me. She's like, what are you doing? Like, you're meant to be competitive. You're good at this and you just stopped eating. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? And that kick up the ass changed our lives. 5 days later, I broke the world record for donuts in San Diego, right? I broke the world record. That was my first contest win. Went from just being a number to winning my first contest, breaking records. The week after that, the contest got cancelled. The week after that, qualified for Nathan's. 2 weeks later, we're in Coney Island again. This time it's like, oh, this James guy from Australia, like, yeah, he knows a bit about shit, whatever.
Yeah. Now you're getting credibility.
Now they know my name.
Yeah.
Just. But they're like, oh, he's a one-trick pony, flash in the pan. He came 3rd last year.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking big game. Again, I'd not really trained much. A few Airbnb sessions in my Airbnb in San Diego, but came third again. 8:47 this time.
Wow.
Again, not realizing what I had achieved. Since Joey Chestnut, I improved 6 hot dogs in a year, 41 to 47. Prior to me doing that, the only person to improve more than 5 was Joey Chestnut in a year. So I'm, again, being compared to Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
Now people are like, this guy's here to stay. Like, he's all right. At the after party for the 4th of July contest, Joey pulls me aside. He's like, listen, man, you're good at this. You're going to have a future, but he's warning me now about like media and stuff. Be careful, watch your back, politics.
What was he warning you about?
So some people really love competitive eating, others don't. So, media is going to try trap you or trash your name or make you look really bad. Be careful. Don't be ranting on social media.
Trap you doing what?
Well, look, there is a dark side to what we do. Okay. Now, whilst I love competitive eating, I don't condone anyone just eating a bunch of food real quick. You're building a bad relationship with your food. You're abusing your body. Can lead to eating disorders, whatever, if you're not smart about it, right? So he's like, just be careful. They'll ask you some interview questions and you won't understand what you're saying, and they'll twist it and make you sound like you're advertising an eating disorder or something like that, right? Just warn me about like what's out there. I'm like, no, thanks, Joey. I appreciate it. Again, not realizing quite why he's talking to me. Like, dude, you're Joey Chestnut.
Also, yeah, was that like surreal?
Well, I was just like mega respectful and like, thanks for your time, Joey. Like shaking his hand, like, thank you, man. Well, I went back to the eaters, like, you know what that was, right? I'm like, Joe giving me some advice, being this naive like eater, whatever. They're like, no, man, that's like passing of the guard. Like, he's showing you like you got a pathway in this. He's respecting you for what you've done. Like, he doesn't talk to us like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, okay. Thinking a lot to think about, right? Go back to Australia. I said to my wife, I want to go back. I want to go compete. I just want to, let me give it a run. Look, up until this point, I should say, we had spent all our own money doing these trips and a few winnings here and there, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd not earned any money in America from restaurant promotions and whatever. Within the course of 2 days, my life changed. I got a phone call from one of my YouTuber buddies that said, my agent wants to talk to you.
Wow.
I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, do you mind if I give him your number? I'm like, okay. Get this phone call from an American manager. He's like, listen, man, we can make a lot of money together. Work with me. I'll get you paid gigs in America. I'm like, nothing to lose. Okay, mad. He said, when can you come back to America? I'm like, whenever. He's like, can you come on Monday? I'm like, can I come on Monday? He's like, yeah, man. Like, I've got a full schedule for you.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Thinking, I've never met this bloke. What the hell's going on? Sends me a contract, sends me a schedule, what I'm going to be paid, what I need to do, whatever. I'm like, okay, like, let's give it a go. Anyway, so I lined it up with contests, came back and did 4 contests. I beat Joey Chestnut in a contest.
What was the contest?
The Wing It On chicken wing, buffalo wing contest.
Wow. So now like you're getting better than the best.
Well, now I'm matching it with the big boys and I'm earning money and I'm being recognized and I'm getting respect. And now this is where the hate comes into it, right? All the other eaters are hating on me because I've come out of nowhere.
And come in fast.
Yeah, well, so I did the sloppers contest, I won. I did the Wing It On contest, I won. Came second in pork roll, equal second with Joey. Jeff beat us by half a pork roll, and Jeff beat me by 1 tamale. Then I came back in December for the shrimp cocktail contest. I came third, but Jeff beat me by 4 shrimp, and Joey beat us by like 6 shrimp. It was close, and the chasing pack was like a pound behind. So now they're like, wow, this guy's like up there. And now Australia's like, he's top 3 in the world, like going gangbusters, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. An immigration lawyer contacted me. An immigration lawyer in Pennsylvania likes competitive eating. He's like, James, I've seen your videos. I love what you do. And I'll be rooting for you on 4th of July. Like, ever thought about moving to America? I'm like, no. He's like, well, you're an extraordinary talent. Like, we can probably get you a visa. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, man. Like, let me work on it for you. I'm like, okay. So we're about to lodge the visa application next week.
Wow.
Right? So now I've got a manager, got an immigration lawyer, somehow got a pathway into America, hopefully, earning money in America. I've spent this whole year in America, touring, earning money, winning contests.
And now it all leads up to Nathan's tomorrow, where if you win,
I don't even want to think about that. I don't even know what's ahead. The last 12 months has been life-changing.
Yeah.
The last 6 months has been wild. The possibility, the fact you even said you could win Nathan's, I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah.
12 months ago, they didn't know my name, right? Now I'm one of the favorites to win. You know, crazy. Being that guy being spoken about is wild.
Yeah.
But perspective, right? Like you've just heard my whole story. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's exciting and I can't wait.
Dude, winning tomorrow would be nuts. Nuts.
I wouldn't even know what to do.
So what does the future look like for you?
Well, obviously tomorrow is like the Super Bowl. Tomorrow, I want to join the 50 club. From the beginning of time, there's only 8 people to ever eat 50 at Nathan's.
Yeah.
I just want to get my name, just cement my name as one of the elite. First and foremost, I want to eat 50. Secondly, I think I've got 60 in the tank. So I want to get as close to 60 as I can. Wherever that puts me, look, I know what it takes to eat 60. If someone beats me with more than 60, I'll be the first to shake their hand. They earned that right. Done. But beyond Nathan's, honestly, like, I really want to get my American working visa. I want to move to America. I want to keep doing what I'm doing, but I want to keep on the upward trajectory. You know, I want to earn that Joey Chestnut money. I want that Joey Chestnut recognition. I want to keep winning contests. I want to start setting records. I want to start hunting down Joey's records.
Yeah.
And set new records. That's what I really want. I do this with a smile on my face. Like, calling this work, it's embarrassing. It's mind-blowing. It's awesome. And I just want to be the best.
That's pretty exciting, dude.
It's crazy. It's crazy that I'm saying it.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
Me too, man. It feels like Christmas all at once.
I think that's a great place to end. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, rate the podcast 5 stars, and share with a friend. If you have any questions or comments, DM us at Finding Founders Podcast on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook. Finding Founders is produced and hosted by me, Samuel Donner.
Our audio editing team lead is Ashley Jimenez, with support from
Jessica Morales, Miley Lipton,
Siyu Pan,
Kenny Ray,
Josie Yo,
Matt Fernandez,
and Merritt Hill. Our outreach and research team lead is Desiree Nunez, with support from
Marissa Granados, Monica Lee,
Sarah Tiersma,
and Yao Liu.
To see more of what we're up to, subscribe to our newsletter at findingfounders.co. Thanks again for listening, and see you next week.